What's good, Watch the Commander fans? All right, I'm back at you again, like I promised you earlier today. I came to you with the first video today with David Rod being nominated as the new tight ends coach. Now we came back again, hit you in the head because Dan Quinn says so. He brought in Sharrif Floyd, who worked underneath him. Sharrif Floyd, we all know who he is. Played with the Minnesota Vikings. Had a bad injury that shortened out his career, but nevertheless, Floyd is 32 years old. He in his first season as assistant defensive lines coach, and he had played defensive quality coach under Dan Quinn. Now, a lot of people probably saying, well, Dan Quinn is taking a lot from the Cowboys. Well, that's what you want to do if you're going to be a head coach. If you lead, say for instance, if I was the head coach over in New England, and like say if I was Belichick in New England, and I decided to leave probably years ago, about 5 years ago, and I went to a team that, you know what, hey, I'm going to take my staff with me. That's a lot of coaches do that. I read comments today that said, oh, well, the Commanders want to be the Cowboys. Well, let's get this straight. The Washington franchise, from Redskins football team and Commanders, they will never be the Cowboys. The Cowboys had talent and they ain't even utilized it right. Yeah, Dan Quinn was a defensive coordinator, but that's all he is, a defensive coordinator. He ain't the head coach. Now he's the head coach. He's the head coach. He's the man. He's getting his staff right. He's hiring more young talent. He's hiring some older talent. That's how you mix it up. Like I said earlier in my video today, that you have to have a balance of young innovation with some old school mentality. And he's bringing a lot of these guys in. Like I said, Floyd is 32 years old. The plan is for Floyd to work from. Well, this was something old. This old things. But I'm trying to pull up. I use this one, yo. But anyway, Floyd did play. You know, he was drafted first round pick, and I remember him clearly because he was one of the most dominant defensive tackles in the league at the time with Minnesota. But he only played 44 games before injuring his knee, and so. But at the same time, you bringing a guy in that knows the position very well. He could help Jonathan Allen, who's getting up there now. Probably could kick out another 2 years out of him before you replace him. But you still got Federa Mathis over there that will balance out a little bit more. And you still got Ridgeway there, even though they got, and you got the Ron Payne. So you still got a healthy nucleus in the defensive tackle position. Yeah, we don't have Chase or Montez there, but nevertheless, you still can. I mean, you got KJ Henry there that's most likely going to probably blossom now that Dan Quinn is over there. He a young talent. I think I want to say Andre Ward, but I know we drafted him late in the late round last year. But he's probably going to be able to benefit. Jamie Davis is going to be able to probably move him from linebacker to probably defensive end, where he could play a little bit more faster and a little bit more subtle, use that speed, that quickness that he has. So, say for instance, you have two starting defensive tackles, you put Jamie Davis on one side and KJ Henry on the other side, and then you have the interior lined up. That's going to make, then you're going to have stout and speed on the outside. And you might not miss, and then you still have what, oh gosh, I forgot the guy that took over from Montez this year. But anyway, I'll get back to him. But like I said, having somebody like Floyd with that experience is going to help these guys in the interior, because that's one thing that Dallas and Philly always had over us. Not so much. we always kept a good interior, but we could never gain pressure the way we need to gain pressure in the middle. You know, um, yeah, Jonathan Allen, he had sacks. I mean, Deron Payne a year ago had 11 sacks, but we need more from that unit. We good against the run. We can stop the run in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So, and also on a hiring standpoint, you have Bobby Engram being retained as the wide receiver coach, which is a position that I was kind of concerned about because I wanted, if they was not going to retain Bobby Engram, then we could have got what's the guy named Brian Hartler, who I was asking for. But nevertheless, you still retain a familiar face because the players like him and everything, and he did very good in his interview. Same thing like Tavita Pritchett did. You know, he's still going to be the quarterback coach in his position. So you're going to have continuity and development. And he didn't replace everything because you got Ryan Kerrigan still there, Tavita Pritchett there, Bobby Engram there. So you still got 3 holdovers that has good rapport with the players, and that's what you need. You know, I think if the players that had a good chemistry with these guys, I think they would have been out of there. So it says a whole lot of their character, you know, being under Ron Rivera and all of that crazy nonsense that was going on over there. But having Bobby Engram back, now you just hire, you also just, you brought in David Rye as the tight ends coach. So now I think the only position that's still left now is the running back position. So hopefully we could get, like I said, we could get it done between now and Friday. So that'll be something exciting to look forward to. And the staff be round out. Now, I don't know what else would Cliff Kingsbury would need on his offensive side, but it looks like Dan Quinn has pretty much got his whole defensive unit, not defensive unit, but his whole defensive coaching staff already in place. So it looks really, really good. Like I said, I think I don't know if they got the DB coach yet. That's the one position I missed out on. I don't think they have a DP coach yet. Let me double check something real quick to make sure if I ain't missing something. If I ain't missing something, I could be missing something. So I doubt it. I doubt if I'm missing anything at this moment. But yeah. But most likely, like I said, now that we have all these guys in place, all these guys in place. So it's still, like I said, there's probably still a little bit more that needs to go. But I definitely like where we're going with it. We got a couple other guys. I think there's still gonna be some more. There's gonna be some more in place. So, like I said, you know, with Nikki Giovanni reporting on Bobby Engram being in place, we still got a couple of holdovers already. Like I said, I don't think this is done. I think now you're going to see, once the coaching staff is in place, they're going to turn their focus towards the NFL draft and free agency. I do believe free agency is in March. So that's going to be something that they're going to be looking for. And I'm sure Dan Quinn already got a list of guys that's in free agency and looking to where he could add to this defense a little bit more, add to the back end. Because like I said before, we still need some depth at the defensive end, and we need linebackers. Also, we do got enough depth at the defensive tackle position. We still need the edge and the middle and the outside taken care of. Once we get all of that, we should be good to go. But again, Dan Quinn is doing an excellent job rounding out the staff. I think this staff is more balanced and more seasoned than the one he had in Atlanta. I think Atlanta had, with Kyle Shanahan and Matt LaFleur, all of them, they were so young. They was young, they didn't really have the experience. And then you see Kyle Shanahan still looks like he haven't learned anyway. So now that you got Dan Quinn that he getting a second chance at being a head coach. And then he also bring in some young, innovative guys and with some older guys. And because he knows this, he sees how the landscape of the NFL is being shaped and everything like that. So that to me shows his awareness and where the landscape of the NFL is turning to, because you cannot go with all young and not have no experience at all, because then you have to set a culture, you have to have the locker room intact, and there has to be one voice. And at the same time, not that craziness that we had last year with Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio, and Eric Bieniemy, that everybody's running around and players didn't want to play. It's 17 games now, and that makes the season long. And I'm sure some of the players wanted to quit. They probably wanted a fake injury so they could not go out on the field. But nonetheless, the coaching carousel of the Washington Commanders roster is being filled out very nicely. And for the people that talk about that we poaching a lot of Dallas people, that's just the way coaching is. You going to take a lot of your staff with you if you go somewhere else. You're going to take as much as you can. So if Dan Quinn went to Seattle, he would have been doing the same thing, taking a lot of that staff with him to Seattle. So because it's in the division and we the Commanders, they're making it look like, we look like the new Dallas Cowboys. No, we never will be the new Dallas Cowboys. We won't never be new Dallas anything. Like I said before, Dan Quinn knows what he wants, and let Dan Quinn, let him do the shopping and put the groceries up. And let these guys eat when it's time to eat. Until then, this your boy Live Wire Sports Media. Hit that comment, like, subscribe. On the way to 3,000. Continue to drop these hot videos for you. You never know, I might pop one again sometime soon. But I do got a couple more videos to hit through this week. So then, until then, stay blessed, guys. One.